right. All right, we're balling. We're balling. Good morning, guys. Welcome to the Joyish Kingdom. Welcome back to the coffee break. Let me pull up my little intro here. All right, guys. Yeah, Mondays, 10 a.m. PST. On Thursdays, we do the pod. Just tell me they're gonna hit me up later. Anyways, here we'll cover anything and everything finance, trading, trading, innovation, culture, trends, you name it. Before we get into it, studies show that 99% of people who click the like button have incredible financial luck. I wouldn't take that chance, fam. It's really not worth it, to be honest. And if you ever received any type of value from my content, it would mean so much for me if you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. I appreciate it's a free, easy way to support. And growing the brand is the fastest way to get access to cool shit to get back to you. So let's get into it. Okay. So last night I went to go see Sound of Freedom, a bit of an impromptu decision. I just been seeing some of the people that I trust and I fuck with talk about it and talk about the fact that this isn't being shown. It's about, child trafficking and all this really important stuff. And essentially the message is like people aren't ready for this kind of thing. Yeah. And like movie theaters are making it difficult for people to watch, things like that. It's actually crazy. You know what? Before we even break it down, let me tell you, uh it was weird, like, I had read up on people's experiences going to Sound of Freedom, and there were people saying, like, yeah, like, the movie theaters, they weren't showing them, they were, like, making up excuses, like, the AC was broken and random shit like that, and I remember when I bought my tickets, I went in, and I remember it was such a strange vibe, and I was like, "Alright, either I'm predisposed to this, and that's why it feels weird, or this is just fucking weird," and then I went in, they, wouldn't let me buy popcorn, it was fucking weird, and I'm sitting there going, like, I was a bit annoyed because I was ready for that popcorn, bro. I'm not gonna lie, I was pumped for that popcorn. And then when they were like, "Yeah, we're making a new thing," I was like, "Bro, maybe this is it. Maybe this is the challenge that people who are going to like put themselves and go watch this movie and actually be about it." I would encourage everyone to go watch this movie. It was very powerful. It was very real, and I would say for most people, it's probably the first time you've ever considered the idea and topic and horror that is fucking child trafficking and child abuse. When I was in college, I did a 6-month stint at Darkness to Light, which they teach how to prevent child sexual abuse from happening. So I learned a lot about these things, and I've seen a few movies on the sort of the topic of this. So this is not my first time um, experiencing a cinema type of thing where they talk about these things. So for me, it was more of like a reset. Like, holy shit, this is real, dude. And this is a very different approach. The way they took it, they sort of followed along a couple kids, and that was the main story. Is they wanted to really have the audience tagged to these kids to sort of for have those kids represent what's really going on in these terrible human trafficking rings. And sort of the gist of the story is like a bunch of messed up things were happening. It was all international. Um, you know, someone knows someone, and essentially, like if you can bag like 20 bad guys, you can save thousands and thousands of kids. And it was really fucked, bro. It was really, really fucked. It's also a story about fucking passion and courage about this guy. This is the actor. But this guy in the real life, he literally traveled to like the middle of nowhere in like tribe lands where there's no rules and stuff like that. And he literally went in, like stole, came back. And I don't know if it's 100% true of what happened in real life, because if what happened in the movie happened in real life, then like what the fuck? Because that was crazy. I don't want to spoil it for you guys. I do want you guys to watch it. Um, and I actually yesterday at the end of the movie, they were like, "Do you guys want to like for a way to support?" It was crazy at the very end of the movie. It felt like a Netflix documentary. And they filmed it 5 years ago. They just couldn't get it to post until 5 years after. There's so many regulations to jump through. But at the very end, it was like a message to people watching. They're basically like, "Yo, the only way this movie is gonna blow up is from y'all. So like, we need your help." And it's sort of like essentially that. And they were like, you can pay for someone's ticket. So I ended up buying someone else's ticket at the end because I want someone else to watch it. It's really important. There's a lot of people saying that it was like related to QAnon. We don't know how that's possible, other than the fact that it just has to do with child trafficking, and I'm sure there's stuff going on in terrorist groups as well. Um, Shit, I'm not exactly sure why people were able to make this thing here. It's sort of the what's going on right now is that mainstream outlets just aren't covering it, and people are like, "Yo, what do you mean you're not covering it? This is the most important movie of all time." And it's definitely an important movie. It's definitely an important movie to watch. And so if you are someone who gets value from me, if you value my perspective, the way I look at the world, then movies like this are things you should see. You should test yourself and watch things that make you uncomfortable, bro. It was very uncomfortable at certain points. And if I hadn't seen some of those things before through other when I was working, and then when I also there's other movies where they depicted these things. And dude, I'm sure it was very, very uncomfortable. There were probably 3 or 4 people walked out of the theater last night. It was probably just too much for them. So be prepared. Prepare yourself for this kind of movie, but I think it's very important to bring it up and fucking spread the message, dude. Child sex and child trafficking is not okay. It's not okay in even the slightest form. It's like it's not okay as a joke. Like there's some things that just like I don't know if there's any place for them in the world, even in like humor and dark humor. Like that is fucked because children are literally innocent. Like that was the point of the movies. Like these kids are like 4. Like they don't know anything. They don't know anything. All they do is sit there and hope that the adult is going to be an adult in this situation and take care of them and make them safe rather than take advantage of them. And it was very hard to watch. It was very hard to watch, but I would encourage anyone to go watch this and expand. Anyways, so we're gonna have this coffee break stream. I didn't want to like. I just wanted to make that message. I don't want the whole entire show to be like that, nor have that same energy. So we're gonna move on from that. But guys, welcome to the coffee break. We're gonna set our intentions right here. Institutions are doing all of the things right in front of you. All right. So here's sort of what I'm thinking they're doing. There's not a whole lot moving in the crypto market. That's why I wanted to take a moment there and talk about Sound of Freedom. And if you guys have any questions, I'm down to talk about it more and talk about other things as the stream goes. There's not that much going on in crypto land, and that's why I made this quote. Let's let crypto retail marinate as we lay off the pressure that will make our move from the SEC, sort of like. Dude, the SEC was literally about to cancel all of crypto. Like we actually thought the end was near for a second. And then BlackRock ETF comes in and the SEC actually folds overnight and says, "You know what, fam? Crypto is the move," or something like that, bro. It's crazy. Anyways, what that means is crypto's sort of chilling. So as you can see, the last 7 days straight, bro, it's literally been playing. It's just been a whole lot of this. That's why I've been largely out of the markets. I'm not interested in trading a market that looks like this, bro. I'm just not. It's tough for me to do that because I want to be in the market because I'm learning. But at the same time, if we're in a choppy market that's up and down and we're in that transitional period, it's the worst time to trade because you're going to get fucked. You're literally going to get fucked. And so when I look at Bitcoin and Ethereum and all these coins bouncing in these areas, it does not make me want to jump into the market. It's making me want to take a break, stay lit. I'm going to take a few days off, focus on some other things. I see Chupapi in the crowd. GM, newly father. So epic. Anyways, yeah, I want to set intention right that while this is happening, while the markets are up and down and there's no clear bullish or bearish sentiment at this current time, that is when the investors and the institutions are sitting there ready to make their move. So just be ready for it. You know, when there's a longer time of Bitcoin just sitting around and ETH sitting around, when they do move, they move pretty quick. And so just be ready for it. So if you're on the charts, if you're looking at the daily charts especially, or the hourly charts kind of thing, things can happen pretty quick. And if you're watching for things, you know, like there can be for sure points of trading. Pay attention to the news. I know there's a few things coming up in August, like especially with Litecoin. So just be aware of that. And also probably watch Benjamin Cohen. He covers a lot of the market from a macro perspective. I get a lot of my insight from him as well. and you just want to know generally where crypto's going to be headed in the next 8 weeks. It's a good position to take when you're trying to react to the market effectively. You know, you never want to. I saw this in a video. You never want to predict what the market's going to do. You never want to sit there and guess what it might do. You want to only analyze what it's shown you, right? And that's a very important distinction that I didn't make for a long time, honestly, till like last week. So you want to make sure you're reacting to what the market's telling you, not making predictions based on your bias on the market. It's really, really important. So, anyways, yeah. Last thing before we get into the stories, and to the charts and stuff. Be someone you would be proud of to know. Do the things. If you looked the part already, but you know deep down you're a fraud. Then go ahead and do what the real one is doing. That you already looked the part, right? Like the reason I bring that up is because with social media, you can make yourself look a certain way easily, and you might even fool everyone that you are that. Or maybe you just feel like that. Maybe you feel like an imposter. The only reason you feel like an imposter and this imposter syndrome feels like it's real inside of you and you've decided that that's where you're at, the only reason you feel like an imposter is because you're not doing the real work that you know that that person, if they were not an imposter, should be doing, needs to be doing, is doing. And if you're not doing it, but you're claiming to be that, the only solution to your problem is to go do that thing. So do that thing. Anyways, guys, if you want to see more of me, Twitter at K Bergman, YouTube at K Bergman. We're posting all this stuff. TikTok, we're everywhere. If you want to join the Discord, make sure you pick up a torch. You can either pick up one of the Joyage torches or another one. It's the exact same thing, but you just swap out Joyage for Prequel. If you pick up one of those, you can pop into Discord with us. That's not going to be as important right now, but it's a time to get in right now before the markets start to move. If we enter a bull run and if you've not gotten a torch yet, that's going to be a big sad because I'll be streaming inside of Discord only, especially when the market needs it and requires it. I'll probably be in there a couple extra times in Discord specifically. So if you want to pick one of those up, you absolutely can. So yeah, we saw Bitcoin chilling. Yeah. So I'm on the 4-hour chart, but if we just pull this up, you can see this. Look, even in the RSI, we're in the middle. For me, I like to trade price action and I like to trade smart money. So, shit, I don't know why I zoomed that in. So, what I can see from here is we were trending down. We got that reversal. We pumped up from that news from the BlackRock ETF. And then we've literally just done nothing, right? This is not enough for me to want to enter the market because when you trade price action and you're trading smart money concepts, you're looking for very specific setups. And if you don't see it, you move on. And people who don't trade might be like, but why? Why don't you just go find something? It's like, well, if you force the trade, you'll fuck yourself. And I've done that too many times, bro. So when I see this, I'm waiting for this to get closer to these levels. And what you're doing with TA and technical analysis is you're trying to predict what will happen once it touches these levels, right? And that's something where you have to pay attention to the candlesticks. You know, if we start to, like, for example, if we're running up here and we get up to this trend line and we've made that prediction, maybe we made the prediction that once we get up to these levels, if we start to see some bigger candles, then we'll get in for a buy. If that was the prediction, then once the market gets here and not any time before, that's when we start to look at, an entry point, but not until it gets here. So like if it's here, you're just waiting. And so that's the cool part about trading is like once you have the skill and once you know what you're looking for, you don't have to sit there all day and fucking wait. You're like, yeah, when it gets here, I'll pay attention. And once I get better, I'll start setting alarms or alerts and whatever it is, and have notes and very specific things, and I'll get to that. And then with ETH, dude, I mean, here's the thing with Bitcoin and crypto, everything follows the same pattern, So like that's just how it is. It's just chilling. Again, we're in the middle of the market. I'm not interested. And if that's going on, it's more than likely happening with the altcoins. Let's see. Yeah, it's just chaos, bro. And this RSI right in the middle too. Everything's sort of in the middle. Honestly, I'm not sure what this this marking is, but okay. just gonna mark this up really quick. So at the very beginning, when I'm first marking up, I'm really just wanting to set the parameters and be like, okay, based on the information I see on the screen, where can I draw the high of the structure, which is here, and where can I draw the low of the structure, which is around here, right? Like those are the ranges we're playing in that we need to pay attention to. Anything before that is kind of old news. Like this is March and April. Like we don't even need to pay attention here. Like we really only need to pay attention from here for what we're looking for. But like that's the last point that we touched that high. From here, honestly, you could actually argue that we just get rid of these lines and just jump straight into this because this is June. We've got this high. We saw it hit this high again and get rejected. So this would be your new structure, I guess, actually. In which case, you can see right here, hit this high, crashed, a lot of sell pressure. You barely any green in here. Just crushed all the way down here. Then everyone got in. They bought up, tried to go up, kept going down. And let me brush. Get this high. Can you see that on the screen? You can. Okay. Had this low, right? You had this high. You had this low. So higher highs, higher lows. Another, 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 another. And I don't think, yeah. So we got all the way there, and then we bounced, and we did not actually. So our candlestick actually did finish higher. So technically, yeah, it did close higher. So what I'm saying is, Solana is for sure on an uptrend. Inside this structure, you can see. So the way I marked it, it's a little bit hard to see. Actually, I wish I'd chosen a different color, but you can see. So here's the reversal. Here's where we start to trend up. So from this point, we are in an uptrend. So you are looking for buys, right? You are looking for buys, but you're also making sure that within the structure that, that you might not be buying and then have a full retrace right when you enter. So that's why you want to kind of dive into some of these smaller charts, these time frames. So you can see here on this 1 hour, big candle just completely got rejected. We had a wick here, got rejected. So it seems like we're not breaking through that, to be honest. Like, I'm not sure. I would need to see something else that gives me indication that we're gonna get actually through that level. Um, and that one's tough, dude. That one's really, really tough. I guess if you were looking for a smart money entry, then you know what, actually let's make this structure smaller. Yeah. We don't need all this. Hold on. Okay. We'll get better at this structure. So from here to here. I guess this would be more important. I'm not sure why I didn't do that. Okay. So within this structure, these are the highs and lows. So you can see here clear rejection, rejection, and rejection, rejection. So from that, um, yeah, I'm not really looking for an entry yet, but you are looking for buys. It's just you want to know, like within the structure, if you're buying here for it to just to come back down here and then pump up again. So it's hard for yourself to know. Like that's why you have multiple indicators here. Like I have these. You can see this blue and red line here. When they cross, oftentimes that's when you start to see a reversal. And so you can see right here, we're crossing literally right there. So we should be locked in for a sell here. And we're not particularly oversold here, overbought here. So there's a chance we trend back down and then bounce through and then we trend up. That's sort of what I'm thinking. because that's what you have to know is like you only need to pay attention really once it hits these levels or these levels, because in the middle you don't know what to do. It doesn't matter if you can get in, because if you're slightly wrong or slightly right, it's totally random luck. Like here in the middle, you could get in for a trade here thinking you're good. And then what if because it's in the middle, it just goes up this way and you get stopped out and you get kicked out of your trade? That's one of those things. So it's not worth it to get in here because you have too much leg room. If you get in here, there's a lot to play with. So if you got in at this entry, for example, and it kept going lower, your stop loss is down here, but it only went to here because there's a lot of pressure right here. That's why you get in at the top and the bottom of the structure. It makes sense. All right, I'm going to go through these comments real quick. Crypto Dream, having 3 daughters, I don't know if I could handle the sound of freedom. Honestly, Crypto Dream, if you have 3 daughters, that's the reason you should go see that movie. You have to be able to handle something like that if you're a father, in my opinion. I would highly encourage anyone to go watch this, but especially fathers, because it's a very real topic, and hiding from it is not going to solve it. And like I just made this video actually for it. And if you did watch it, if you did watch Son of Freedom, and you're like, damn, I wish I could help, but that's a big problem, human trafficking and sex rings and all these things. It's like, bro, there are local things that you can do to help. There are small things for yourself you can do. When I worked at that Darkness to Light, where they taught people preventative measures, there are things you can look for that you wouldn't even know to look for and easily do it. Like there are things you wouldn't think to think. For example, like if you can just find, you can look it up on YouTube, like 5 things to spot in a child predator. It doesn't have to be a child trafficker. Like you don't have to solve all of child trafficking on your own. Like you can do your own small pitch in. And one way you do that is you educate yourself on things that the everyday person can do. For example, when I was a school counselor for like an after school thing with elementary school kids, it didn't even occur to me to worry about this. But I'm glad it did. Because if you're a counselor, there should never, ever, 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 ever be a situation where it's just you and just one other kid in a room, ever. Because it's just like, it's not worth that. It's not worth the risk if you're not a child predator to be in that kind of legal situation. It's not a good position to be in. And B, if you have a coworker who is doing that, you really need to stop that from happening, because that's where those kind of things happen, where there's an adult and there's a fucking helpless kid who's at the mercy of this adult. And that's where you can prevent it from happening. You can prevent it from happening. That's how you give back. And that's how you actually make an impact here. You don't solve all child trafficking like you did in the movie. That's a very extreme case to illustrate a message, right? And to show what is done at the extreme side of things. But as a normal person, you can educate yourself on those things. You're walking around an airport and there's a man or a woman and there's a kid who looks uncomfortably, weirdly out of place. That might be something you look at, but you wouldn't know to look at that unless you were looking, right? That's what I mean when I say that. If you have that awareness, you are looking for it. If you're looking for it, then you're helping. So I think it's important. GT, what's up, bro? Welcome. Hey, you saw a video on the birthday. Hell yes, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. Krishna, is there a future in creating Web3 tutorials about dApps and technical documents, opportunities like jobs? So I'm thinking of taking a leap and building a Web3. Oh, I thought you said Web 5 at first. I was like, Web 5, Web3 educational platform. Interesting. Love your content and real. Appreciate you, Krishna. Do I think there's a future in Web3 tutorials on dApps and technical documents and opportunities? Yeah, honestly, this is one of the big topics, and we're going to get back to the chart, guys. We've got a couple things to talk about, but this is a great topic, actually, and I'm very glad you asked this question, because honestly, I didn't have that many stories to talk about that would have inspired a conversation like this. This is a conversation we need to have. I don't even want to have this conversation, but we need to have it. And I'm glad there's some of y'all who are in here live with me to discuss this, because I would love to hear your thoughts on this as well. All right, so like two or 3 days ago, I got a DM from one of my good friends in Web3 land, and she was like, yo, we're in this Discord. We're doing, content about these things like AR and VR stuff. You probably saw me make a post about it or reshare it. I think it's called OD Labs. And she's like, it's not no paid things or anything like that. She's like, it's not like a weird scam thing, but she's like, but they do cool things. And if you want to make content about cool, innovative AR stuff, like this company's at the forefront. Like, do you want to be part of it? And I was like, yeah, for sure. And she was like, okay, it's like a tight Discord, and everyone's just chilling in there. I actually spend more time in there than on Twitter. And I was like, really? Because I'd seen her on Space a lot a few months ago. And she was like, "Yeah, like, I don't know what it is, just like, I just don't have fun there." And I was like, "Bro, I don't have fun there either very much. But this is my squad because this is where I grew, quite literally, I grew in Web3 land. I already met everyone. Like, I think that's the thing is like there's not anything left to hustle for me in Web3. Like, I already interviewed everyone. Like, that was the goal when I first got in. Let me interview everybody. I fell short of like two people. It was like the Board API Club team, which I don't even care to interview anymore because there's something special. They just dropped and all the right things happened. It's not like they have the secret to success. They just there's nothing that they could tell me that I haven't heard already, right? And with Gary V, bro, I've had 25 years worth of content from that man. I don't need to personally interview him to get anything extra special. I for sure would. But my point there is like in Web3, there's no opportunity left for me to chase. There's no money left in the system that I want to be part of to get. Like you could join a project maybe and get 5 or 10% of the mint, but I'm not interested in that, bro. I'm not interested in talking about what minted yesterday and what volume it got because I'm like, bro, it's the same 2,000 people all scamming each other. And I don't like that. I don't like that every time I'm on Twitter. It's just one group against the other. You know, one topic of like it's just weird. It's like the same conversation over and over again, and it's like the same 37 people who are in charge of the conversation every time, and we're not getting anything. We're not getting anywhere. And anyways, my point that I'm trying to get to is like I want to make content that's interesting to people and as well as to me. And right now, no one cares about NFTs, which we know, and like, we've already accepted. We knew that was going to happen. We have a few years right now where people are building things, and until those are built, there's nothing cool happening. It's just there are people just going to be sitting there talking about drama. That's why right now I'm not interested in being on Twitter. And so I was like, all right, well, you know, say all that happens. Where's my opportunity in Web3 land? Where's the opportunity in Web3 land, especially for content creators? Because you guys know I have a lot of content creators who watch my stuff. I try and make a lot of content for them because like I have some insights on how I've had success on it. I'm not a viral content creator, but I've made more money than most content creators because of my style and the certain tips and tricks that I picked up and stuff like that and moves. But like, okay, so is there an opportunity for web tutorials and dApps? I don't know because like you got to ask yourself who has the money? Who has the money? Do the dApps have the money? Do the people who are watching videos about technical documents and dApps have money? Why would they give you money? What would the tutorial like if you made a tutorial, where would the opportunity from that lie? Would it be from someone seeing that tutorial and saying, "Will you do one for us?" You know, then there's an opportunity for like, we'll pay you for it if they like your review style. Is your goal to grow on Twitter so you can have a bigger name? So Christian, I guess I need a specific answer as to what you're looking for. Is there a future in creating it? I don't know. If there's not already a good tutorial, and when I say a good tutorial, I mean one that a normal ass, typical white person in an office would get, because that's where a lot of people are right now. They're just normal ass white people, and they're just interested in crypto, but not interested in crypto, but like they kind of want to get this wallet, but they're not really sure. You need to convince those NPCs like it's this easy, and to explain it in a way where a literal high schooler can get it. If you can make that and make it an entertaining couple-minute video, I think there could be because we get a little bit of respect in the crypto world. The problem is, dude, they're not interested in that. Is what I learned. I kept trying to figure out what it is about my content that's not hitting for a bigger audience. And I realized it's because like it's not directly affecting their bags. If you don't make a video that's not directly affecting their bags, they don't care as much. I think that's another thing I was picking up in Web3 is like, what happens if I make money? That was like a big question for me. I was like, what happens if I ball out? Like, what happens if I start to ball out? Do I still want to make Web3 content? Because I'm making Web3 content because that's my industry to make money and I like it. But from the last few months, there's nothing about it that I like. I spent less and less time on Twitter, spending less and less time engaging and caring or watching or listening to anything that's going on. Like it's just nothing's interesting is happening. And then I look at the other side of the coin, like, okay, what about like AR, VR? And looking over there, that's also in like slumber mode for now. Like we're just building it. So what do you do in between? That's where I'm building skill sets. I'm learning some social media marketing from a guy that I trust that is very deep in the game, and I've gotten cool opportunities there. And so I'm working and I'm beginning to build that skill set. I'm beginning to build the skill set of trading. So let's see. Okay, he answered me, or she answered me. I'm looking to onboard users to different opportunities that present aside from just trading NFTs or buying meme coins, but new people getting in from India, university students. Got it. Got it. Got it. So you're looking to appeal to people who specifically are very interested in building on dApps and tech. Yeah, I think for sure in that case, yes. Opportunities to look for jobs, non-code communities, freelance, absolutely. Okay, if that's what you're looking for, Krishna, yes. The answer you're looking for is yes, and your permission to make those videos is do that shit right now. That will lead to opportunities. That will lead to freelance jobs. That will get you connected with people that you never would have got connected to. This is the hack, fam. If you want to get anywhere, you want to meet anyone in life, you want to interview your favorite people, you can. You just have to make content. If you have a specific goal, a specific path to get there, you can get there. That's why I asked Krishna. He didn't have it before, right? I didn't have it in that message first. Krishna, if you have an idea and you have a target audience and a target goal, you have a style to get there, you have a strategy. Sounds like you do. You want to make some DAT videos, technical documents, and going over things like that. Go over that, and if you can, strategize and be like, who specifically? Give me job titles. I want job titles, and I want descriptions and ages and like demographic. I want that. Who is watching this video? Who do I want to target? Let me make 30 videos first before I even think to ask myself if I'm doing the right thing. Make 30 videos really quick with different videos specifically targeted at different people. Make one video targeted towards a 35-year-old female in the world. What could you say? Could you bring on? Could you interview someone? Could you get someone who has a perspective that might help someone who's specifically that? Um, that's kind of what I mean. Start to brainstorm. Start to even go on YouTube and see like how to think of new ideas for content and start to build that build that muscle, I would say. It's very important. So yeah, and I'm glad you asked that question again because yeah, like I've been sitting there wondering if I start making money, real money, that from something that's not making content in Web3, would I want to stay in Web3? Because I love Web3 and I don't want to leave. But it's like I feel like I don't have a choice. Like they're not I don't care about what's going on. And I don't like the people that are I don't like what's going on and I don't like who is doing the things that are going on either. Like I'm not interested in Machi. I don't care about Shield Villain. I don't care. I literally have so little fucks about that I can't even fathom why people are in these spaces. And I don't know if I want to engage in people who waste their time in those spaces. 'Cause it's like, what are you doing? And I'm trying to figure out where I sit because I love crypto. I love the idea of it. How can I make it so that like what I like about it stays true in my streams? Can I even do that? Can I even build an audience when I don't even want to engage with 80% of the people in that specific audience? Because it's like, how does that work? You know? And I'm not sure. Like there are like for you guys are in the stream right now. You guys are in spaces right now. I see Odyssey Builders, Epics, I see El Sol, I see Kishi, I see Victor Dream, I see Sodakiss, I see a few more of you in Twitter video, YouTube video, LinkedIn. Like I appreciate y'all for real. I actually do. And there's a point last year where I didn't where I felt like I was bringing so much value that they should be thanking me for being on the stream. And now we're in a flip-flopped market where I don't know what I want to do, and some of y'all have stuck with me. So I do want to say, like, genuinely, thank you because I'm making these streams, and I'm gonna be honest, guys. Today, I was not feeling it, bro. I almost canceled. I almost canceled because I stayed up a long time last night to get some things done for this other thing. For the social media stuff, and man, that took a long, long time. I was up to like 4. Um, and I was like, "Dude, I didn't even see any big stories. Like, maybe I'll just skip it." I didn't even do trading this week, really. I was focused on these other things. There's no there's no value. I don't wanna do this. I don't wanna talk about it. I don't know what I'm gonna talk about. I don't know. It's not worth it. And I was, like, talking myself out of it in my bed, and then I was like, "Bro, wait a second. I gotta carry the boats, bro. What the fuck? Like, how am I gonna carry the boats if I'm not there? I gotta carry the boats." So I got up and I did it. And some of y'all are in here, and if you need a sign to go carry the boats and do the work, that is your sign. You can do the work while watching me stream and here listening to me stream. Anyways, if you guys are appreciating the stream, hit that like button, hit that subscribe. If you're in spaces, hit that retweet button. I appreciate y'all. Sam Walton, welcome to the fam, or welcome to the stream, fam. This might be a dumb question. Do you think Web3 jobs are better than Web2? Um, I'll answer that a little bit differently. So, Sam, working in Web3 is just like working at a startup, and working at a startup is sort of stressful, and there are not always answers to the questions you have, and there's not always a laid out path for what you're trying to do. So, if you're looking for a little bit of adventure in your life, but not a lot of adventure in your life, I would say working with 3 is pretty funny. Uh, Now you're gonna deal with fucking idiots, and you're gonna pay with people not paying you. You're gonna deal with people being really cheap. You're gonna deal with people being literal fucking idiots, like unbelievable shit. That's what you'll find in Web3. You will find the extremes of Web2 inside of Web3. So if you're looking for a funner life, then yes, I think Web3 is cool, way more fun. Is the opportunity still there? Largely no. 90% of the opportunity is not there anymore. It's still there, but a lot of it has to do with who you know and what you know, what you can bring to the table. So depending on what kind of job, I would say, yeah, Web 2 is a lot more professional still. It's not as much, and I would argue there's something to be said about professionalism. Like only in the last year or so have I even accepted that to be something that could be okay. Like I was so against professionalism. I was so against anything to do with structure and a system. And then one day I got a job at Yard House working as a bar back, and man, I could not tell you. I just wanted to go in, get my fucking money, and leave. I didn't want anything else. I didn't want to figure anything else out. I didn't want to answer questions. I didn't want to ask questions. I didn't want to do anything. I just want to show up, do my shit, and leave. And I did, bro. I made $300 a night doing that. $300 a night? Bar backing? I didn't even talk to customers unless they were cute. I didn't talk to customers unless they were cute. I did not talk to them. Didn't have to. And I made $300 a night bar backing. Crazy. I didn't have to ask intense questions because there's only a list of like 20 questions I could have at any given point. Where's the fucking sauce? Where's this wine? Like, where do you keep this drink? Like, that was the only I didn't have to ask. And in that respect, it was amazing. But that's what I was looking for, Sam. So if you're not looking for that, different situation for sure. Different situation if that's not what you're looking for. If you're looking for chaos, if you're looking to build something crazy, Web3 is for sure the place to be. You're just gonna have to work a lot harder. So I hope that answered your question. So okay, hey, just speaking from the heart or speaking from what's in your mind. Thanks for streaming, dude. I appreciate you being here, Zodicus. I had to, bro. I had to say that. I just like I feel like I say it every now and then, maybe even too often. 90% of spaces are toxic BS drama. I wish more people spend time trying to build and feeding off the toxic stuff. It's tough. Yeah, man. I feel you. Christian, sponsorship in Web3 are hard to find currently. Yes, dude. Holy shit, they're hard to find. I had a 3-month sponsorship with BetFury. You guys remember? I still love BetFury. I love BetFury. They gave me a lot of money, and I streamed. I had a good audience over there. I would love to keep streaming for them, but they're just in a situation where that's just not a possibility, I guess. And so sponsorships are hard to get. I worked 2 years 2 years straight of podcast, 130 episodes of podcasting or something before I got a podcast opportunity. And that even I didn't expect, by the way. I did not expect to get a podcast sponsorship in 2 years. I thought it would take at least 10. You gotta remember, Joe Rogan, I think podcasted for a decade before his show caught any kind of heat. Alex Hormozy hit over 100 episodes of his podcast before anyone knew who he was. I've done over 150 episodes. I don't even have 100,000 followers, fam. I don't even have $100,000 net worth, fam. I'm 150 episodes in. I'm gonna take over the world. I will get a sponsorship at some point, a real sponsorship that is like, a 10-month agreement or whatever it is. Like, I'm ready for that at some point. But they're very, very hard to find. You have to have an audience in Web3. You have to be pulling in live numbers of 2 to 500 to get shouts from like MetaMask or Magic Eden or something. Because it's not that risk reward isn't there for the companies, right? Like, what is Magic Eden gonna gain from sponsoring anyone who's not pulling in 1,000 traders a day? That's the only reason they would sponsor the NFT Morning Show or whoever else, right? Like, it makes sense to sponsor them. It doesn't make sense to sponsor me. I'm not gonna bring them what they need. They always think like that. They're like, if I give this person $5,000, what will they bring me at least $5,000 worth of product or customers or something back? The answer is yes, then they'll roll with you. If not, then no. And a lot of times it's based on numbers. So it's tough, but it's true. Sam, yo, I appreciate you, bro. Love you, bro. What's the ballpark of a sponsorship money you look to get from brands? Yearly, monthly, or just per video? That's a great question. So depending on the industry you're in, right, and depending on the market feel that we're in the market will dictate this answer a little bit. But, for sponsored money, I'll give you, like, a rule of thumb. Whatever your number is, I would double it and then add another 30% and start from there in your head. Like, for example, when I got I'll just be transparent with you guys with BetFury, or not fully transparent because 'cause I'm not sure if there's, like, legal stuff going on, but I'll give you a range, right? So, say you have a range for a podcast and you've got, a few hundred or even a few thousand listeners or something like that. Like, nothing insane, but, like, great, right? And so they go, "Yo, we wanna sponsor you, like, we just wanna, like, have our name on your stuff, like, instead of your George Cam logo, we'll have ours," kind of thing, whatever. They might say, "Yo, we'll give you, like, 1,000," and in my head, I was thinking, maybe I was thinking, like, 2,000. So, in my head, I would start at, like, 4. But then I would play the conversation, be like, "Okay, how much do they need this sponsorship? How much do they want me? Where's the leverage here? Do I have leverage? If I have leverage, I can use it." I did have leverage. I had a big audience of people that they needed. I was like, "Yo, bro, I got a bunch of people who are not your current audience, and you just came to me because you want people who are not in your audience right now. I'm the perfect candidate, and I already stream twice a week, so you might as well sign me." And they were like, "You're so right. Like, you're absolutely right. Like, what do you think?" And when you get a little bit of leverage like that, you can start. It sounds a little bit manipulative, to be honest, when I'm explaining it, but it's just one of those things. Like when you know your worth, you gotta negotiate, and there's a difference between negotiating and manipulating, right? There's a slight difference. It's not very big, but there is a little bit of a difference. And who even knows when you step over that line. However, um, in my head, I came up with 8. I said $8,000. Just let me give you a moment to just process what I just said. I had about 10,000 followers. I was a few hundred views, podcast kind of thing, and I told them $8,000 a month, and that was not bad. That was not crazy numbers, by the way. They did not laugh at me. That's why I'm telling you this because that should be illegal. I should not be able to say $8,000 and not get laughed at. They did not laugh at me, and I'll tell you the range. I'll just give you the range between 3 and 6,000. It was great money. Great money, 3-month, contract, good stuff, right? Um, I would argue that's pretty fucking good and I think that's because it's Web3 and BetFury was a money printing type of company, like, they're doing, like, crypto games, crypto gambling, crypto anything where you can make money and, potentially make money, right? So in that kinda world, they get a lot of residuals from, 0.1% fractions of every transaction, right? So they've got money. Um, and if you have that kind of company that's asking for you, then they've got a bigger budget. I would for sure ask around people in your industry, anyone who works in partnerships, anyone who works in that world, be like, "Yo, I gotta know, like, what's going on?" You know what I'm saying? I would ask them and get some numbers because I did not know these numbers before. I guessed on 8,000, I guessed, and I was very worried I was gonna lose that when I said 8. I was worried they're gonna be like, "Yeah, fuck off, bro." $800 kind of thing. Um, but yeah, I had a monthly contract for sure. Just for some tips on a contract negotiation, try and get at least 6 months. Um, they're probably going to want to do a 3-month trial with you. But if you can get 6 months, do that. Especially if you're someone who's like, yo, this would change my life right now. For me, it did. I needed a little bit of stability and I needed a few upgrades and I needed a little bit of extra money to do some things I need to do that I wouldn't have had money for. I would have missed NFT NYC, I would have missed NFT LA and VCon. Not VCon. VCon was sponsored. NFT LA and NFT NYC. I would have missed both. But because I feel extra K in my account, I was able to go do those things, and that return was crazy. So in continuous of answering this question, that's as passive as it gets. So if that's not motivation to go start your own show, I really don't know what else to tell you, bro. The fact that you're watching currently a streamer who has a few people live, we'll see a few hundred people watch total, have made money from content without the views. I want you to know you can make money without views. I want you to truly acknowledge that. I made money without views. You can make money without views, even if it's not in Web3. If you do the right things, for example, Krishna, if you keep putting in that work and you start doing the stuff that's required, and you start to become that guy who does that stuff, and everyone knows you as that person who does that stuff, opportunities will come your way. Quick side note, we'll get back to the charts a little bit, and let's give another question. I was doing full-time reviews on YouTube. All my income was coming from YouTube pretty much. And then it changed. The market changed. I started getting way less of that. And then now all of the income from that started to come from TikTok. TikTok reviews, not NFT projects, real companies. They were like, "Yo, we loved your reviews. Do you ever do them for this stuff?" And I was like, "Could." And then I did, and I started making money, and I was like, "Oh, wow. That would not have happened if I hadn't uploaded 100 episodes of Brutally Honest reviews. That's crazy. I didn't know who was watching." That's the thing you get from content. That's the benefit you get. One of my best friends, um, he's, uh, he's big in, like, the music world, and he should not be talking to me. You know, he's got way more money than me, way more success than me. He's balling. He shot me a message on Instagram a year ago because he watched my YouTube videos. He's like, "Yo, bro, I've been being a fucking degenerate trading NFTs. Really love your stuff, by the way." And then we literally are best friends now. I couldn't have called that. The fuck? You know, like that's a. And I remember when I first like saw, it, I was like, what is happening right now? Why is he watching my YouTube videos? And this guy should not be uttering my name kind of thing, you know what I'm saying? And, like, that's the benefit of content is you do not know who's watching. You don't know when someone can change your world. You don't know when one friendship, one relationship, one connection, one DM can change your fucking world. At the very least, you'll have good karma, you know? And if you're trying to leave a positive impact the best you can, and you're trying to be someone, like, that's required. It's required to put a leap of faith out there and to start putting good energy out there. When you put good energy out there, it's sort of like the market. You know, you put good energy out there, and the market swings it back in your favor. Just real quick, just because that brought it up in my head. When you see these wicks, like a wick like that, it's a pretty strong wick, meaning, and the candle wasn't that big, something like this too. It means, and also even here, it typically means there's like right here, we pumped up and then we flew back, right? That's sort of what it's talking about there. And then when we straight down and then we straight back up. Like that's what the candles do. It's kind of like that with good energy. That you shoot it back and it's got a slingshot back towards you. In my opinion, overall on the long time frame, I think that's a healthy perspective to have. Anyways, we got a bit honestly on track in my head. So I appreciate everyone who asked the questions. I love talking about shit like that. If I could do a stream that had nothing to do with anything except talking about life shit like that, I would love to do that. So if you guys have more questions like that, throw them my way. Because I like going over charts in crypto, but like, you know, there's other things in life. So yeah. Christian, I appreciate you, bro. Drop a DM on Twitter. I appreciate you, man. Hell yes. Let's fucking go. Cool. All right. If you guys want me to look at a specific chart, let me know as well. So, any of you guys trade Forex, by the way? Let me know if you do. Zoom out here. I know people were getting into some trades in my group who's all trading together, I guess. So I just want to like I do some of these live on screen just because like I think it's good to follow streamers who are doing things somewhat consistently and to watch them do things consistently. Just like easy ways to market the chart. A good place to start is just identifying the structure, identifying the most recent highs, most recent lows, just so you're aware of where to be looking, right? Like if this is approaching this key level, that's when I start to zoom in a little bit. But if it's not, then I'm like, all right, well, that's where we're at right now. It's just easy visual. So I just want to show you guys like because I'm all about convenience on these things. You want to make your life as easy as possible when you're doing this. So see, higher lows, higher highs, higher highs, higher highs, higher lows. So we're in an established uptrend here. So you want to be looking for buys. Doesn't mean everything's going to be a buy. You might enter for a great sell here if you think it's going to do this. You might be able to sell up here, buy back in here. But you're looking for buys. Like the trend is bullish. So that's why it's important to do that kind of thing. And then if you see an entry, that's when you zoom in. I don't really see one right now. So there's no point in zooming in. If I don't see it here, there's not going to be anything on the smaller time frame unless I'm a scalper, which I'm not. I'm not that good. So for me, I'm starting off broader. That's the way my brain works anyway. I don't know if I'll ever be a scalper, bro. I thought I could when I first started learning about trading, and then I was like, bro, that shit is like, I gotta be really good scalp, bro. But I'm better at like for example, if I was to be doing TA and stuff, I would want to be in like swing trades that like I'm able to hold for in my I don't mind holding for days. I don't mind even holding for weeks if I'm very confident in like the direction and stuff like that. Like, if I'm confident that Bitcoin is gonna be trending up, let's just pull up a day chart, right? So just for a quick example. Oh, okay, we are. All right, so let's just use this as a good example. So we saw a reversal start to happen here, up, lower, or higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. So we're in like no questions asked, bull market. This is bull. This is bullish. It has to be. How could it not be? You literally have higher lows and higher highs. We're going up. So you're looking for buys, right? In this specific point, we're in this. But we know that when we're out of this structure, we're likely at some point going up. We might still retrace. But for me, just so you guys can see what I'm trying to say here, I feel a lot more comfortable on a zoomed out day chart to be like placing buys in somewhere in here because I know how how much is going on and how much I can't affect the market. I'm literally one person. I cannot trade. I don't make an impact like these institutions do. So I gotta remember to react off what they're showing us, not what I'm predicting to happen. But if I'm looking at this chart and I'm like, okay, just so you guys can see, just where my eyes go, look at this right here. You see that? This is their last. This is a big key. It's a key area to focus on. I guess is what I'll say. Look at this. God damn it, bro. Why does that always happen? Every time I do anything, I'll like hit something. What did it ask me just now? Wait 1 sec. Bro, come on. Okay, here it is. I'll like it'll do this. It'll pop up these things and it'll ask me for an alert. I hit it by accident. I'm like, you motherfucker. I don't even know what I hit an alert for. I don't know how to delete it. Wait, let me see. Ah. All right, I don't know. Anyway, but what you can see here is like, okay, it got back to this level. Interesting. So we in Bitcoin, we had these all-time highs. We crashed all the way down. We saw a bottom around the FTX drama, I think, or somewhere in this region, I'm sure. It's bad stuff. We bottomed out, and then we started to trend up, and we hit this level, these levels, and we kinda rejected twice. Boom, boom. I feel more comfortable getting in a range and buying to hold to sell in this range than I do, like, certain specific sells because let me tell you why, because I don't look at trading like a source of income. It's just dude, that to have that as a source of income is stressful. I think trading makes sense if you've got money, trying to make more money, but you're not trying to create I don't know. To create money and to create an income source from trading is so much harder than people think. Like, even myself, I'm delusionally optimistic, and I know that it takes a while. I know that traders can become profitable in 6 months. I'm very confident that I will, but it does not mean that, like I don't know, bro. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. But I feel more comfortable in those kind of trades because I'm not I guess the reason is because I'm not as involved, maybe. Like, maybe that'll change in a bull market. Maybe I'll wanna be checking these charts every day, but I don't wanna check the charts every day, bro. I have no interest in doing that. I'd rather buy it at a range knowing that I'm gonna be selling at a range. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't wanna think about it like that, but who knows? Crypto Dave, what's up, bro? Good to see you. Never be dependent on the trades that will hit much less. Bro, need some claps in the chat for that one. I'll give you your claps. Guys, if you're enjoying the stream so far, hit that like button for me. I appreciate it all for you on YouTube. Hit that like button. 99% of people actually have incredible financial luck if they hit that like button. So it's not really worth it to even risk it, to be honest. So I would just go ahead and hit that. Also, this podcast is or this trip is brought to you guys by the Joyish Kingdom, my brand, my company. I know I said last week this will be the last one. I did not envision the night before tonight to go as long as it did. I was going to change some of these things, but this will be the last week. I'm literally going to take these items off tonight. So this is the last day you can pick up these. Joy shirt coat. This is like a raincoat, light, good for light rain, good for jogging. It's a really light jacket. It's nice. It's like athletic, I guess is what you could probably say. This one's like a cotton, heady, a bit more heavyweight. Normal hoodie, black. It's got the Joyous Kingdom logo. It says Joyzer, and then on the back, it's got the Joyous Kingdom logo, which I also have on the back of my shirt. But these are fire. They're so fire. There's the logo on the back. We also have a green version of that same hoodie, and we have the sweatpants, which come in green as well. So these are all the items. I appreciate anyone who supports George Kingdom. Obviously, you can pick up the NFTs, but if you're looking for in real life stuff, this is where it's at, fam. GeorgeKingdom.shop. You can also have the links in my description. This is the last day you can pick these up. The last day. I know it's hot outside, but that means the inside of your house is cold. So you're probably wearing sweats like I am right now. You're probably in hoodies half the time inside. So if you're a gamer, you need this stuff. Make sure to pick it up. Just real quick because we've been going longer than I thought before we got to this point. Just want to quickly run through the NFTs. Um, Critter Dave, hit me up. The subs would love your help with something dope. Um, I mean, honest, bro, my plate is pretty fucking full right now, but yeah, it kind of depends what they're looking for. But I'm going. I think I was going to go on their stream on Friday, but they ended up canceling. So I'll be going on their show the next couple weeks again. I was on there a few weeks ago or last week, but I'll be back on at some point. But let me know what it's about because my plate is very full right now. Boy Yacht Club at number one. This is the last 7 days, by the way. Look at this, dude. 86%. Bro, NFTs are down 70 to 100% right now, all across the board. Look at this. Look at all this red. Crazy. So Boy Yacht Club sitting at 35 ETH floor. Azuki at 7 ETH floor has not recovered since their I don't even know what you would call that drop with the elementals. Just their cash grab. Mutant Apes 6.72 ETH. CryptoPunks, no, I'm not sure exactly. Elementals 1.25 ETH. Those are sitting a lot more pretty than I thought they'd be. D-Gods 9.29. Captains 5.59. Azuki Elemental Beans 1.81. Beans zero point 0.6. Heavy Metal 0.7. Open Pepe 50 or zero point 0.5. Sorry. Fresh Penguins 4 ETH. Clonex 1.85. I don't really know anything about these. Ringers 40 ETH. Terraforms 2 ETH. Kennel Club 2.72. Chromie 10. Doodles 1.6. Nakamigos 0.27. All right, so these are the charts. Everything's extremely down. You guys know this real quick. We're gonna scan the Mutant Ape floor, not because I'm gonna buy one yet, but because one day I'm gonna buy one, and I'm just actively manifesting, fam. So let's shop together real quick, just for a couple minutes. If you're not an NFT person, bear with me. There's honestly literally nothing going on right now we're talking about. So this is actually all we're gonna talk about for NFTs. Aside from one little announcement I want to bring to your attention. So, um, yeah, I just want to active manifesting and visual manifesting is something that I've talked about for a long time. I would attribute anything I've done to an active form of manifesting and keeping something top of mind is what I mean. So if you're trying to make money and you want money to fall in your life, ask the universe for money, and then every day, multiple times a day, if you're always distracted, you won't be able to do this. But if you can practice some level of discipline and not being on your phone for a certain period of time, reading, going for a walk without music, things like that, you will remember to check in and you will remember to ask for money again. And just keep it top of mind and think about it. Anytime you can manifest it, you should. The more it's top of mind, the more things happen. I can't explain it, it just does. So I'm not buying Mutant Name anytime soon, I don't think. But who fucking knows? I've been asking for money lately, and I'm scrolling on a bunch of assets I can't afford, and quite frankly, even if I could, I probably shouldn't buy them, but I'm gonna do this anyway. It's some I don't know. I'm gonna do it because one day we're gonna be scrolling, and it's gonna be for real. Maybe one day I'll be scrolling to give one away. Who knows? So far, these are all ugly as fuck. Okay, so I'll tell you one thing. I do like the bunny. I do like these bunny ears. I can't tell you why, bro. I just like the bunny ears on the mutant apes. I don't see anything I like here. I like the beanie hat, but I don't really love this face. Nothing there. Nothing there. Nothing there. Nothing there. I'm pretty fucking picky, bro. Like, the other day, my friend was like, "Bro, I might send you a mutant name for one of your birthdays," and I was like, "Bro, I'd rather you not. I feel like I won't like it." Bro, why do I not like any of these? Oh, that was cool. I love this. I love the cigar. Cigar tree is pretty cool. That's pretty unique. I don't love the bell, the what is it, doorman suit, but whatever. Yeah, low key, these are all kind of trash. Interesting. Oh my god, Connor, bro, chill. Yo, bro said I'm manifesting K is gonna send me 10 ETH tonight, bro. I don't even have 10 ETH to send, bro. I'll send you 10 ETH if you let me keep one of them. I don't have any, but all right. Krishna, okay, do you think approaching brands yourself to sponsor you is a good move or waiting for brands to reach out to you? Have you approached a brand yourself and how did it turn out? That's a great fucking question. And honestly, let me answer that in 2 seconds. So, real quick, this is the last NFT thing. Fuck yeah, bro. We Project Kaizen. You guys already know we love Project Kaizen. We're friends with their collab manager. We're able to meet Tom Bilyeu and Lisa. We went to their private party in VCon. We love Project Kaizen. They love the Joyish Kingdom. They followed us. Tom Bilyeu has reshared our stuff multiple times. They love our videos. That was a good relationship to build, in my opinion. Honestly, if you haven't seen that video, by the way, you should watch it. It's right here. Unlocking the Future: Journey into the Boundless Realm of Virtual Worlds. You should watch. It's one of my best videos right here. You should watch it for sure today. It's a great video. But anyways, they love that video as well, so they reshared it. We love the Project Kaizen team. I would love to work with them in content because they for sure are gonna have some of the most up to date, the coolest tech stuff and the coolest anything to do with virtual reality stuff, they're gonna have access to it because they need to for their game. And so if I'm working with them a little bit, I'm gonna get access to that for my own content. That's what I like to do. So it's a good way to tie yourself to brands. Anyways, when things like this happen, you obviously want to be part of them and tune in because you never know what could happen. I first connected with Elio Trades in a Twitter space. I was about to go to the gym. This is a real story. I was about to go to the gym. I saw Elio Trades did a space. And I was like, that's random. He hasn't done a spaces like ever. So I jumped in. I was one of the first 10 people in. I threw my hand up to speak, just almost a joke, and he let me up. And we started chatting for a few minutes, and he followed me. And I was like, the craziest stuff can happen by saying fuck it. I didn't feel particularly bold. I just did it because I said, fuck it. I don't know what I'm doing. At no point in that interaction did I know what I was doing. It just happened. And I was like, whoa. So, anyways, yeah. Alex Becker, Elio Trades, Tom Bilyeu in one fucking room on a Twitter Spaces. Y'all better fucking be there. That's literally all of crypto gaming in one space right there. That is going to be one of the most enlightening conversations we're going to have. Tom Bilyeu is one of the smartest people I know. Alex Becker's also one of the smartest people I know. He's also unbelievably good at making money. So for sure, this is one to watch. Elio Trades. This is one of the biggest crypto YouTubers in the game. He's been around for a very long time. He's also a beast. These three men are savages. Bull market or bear market, they are savages. They built multiple businesses, which is what I always look for. Can they replicate the process? Can they do it again? That's the only reason I feel comfortable telling people that they can make money online without uh, having a lot of views because I did it multiple times across multiple platforms, across multiple industries. I know it can be replicated. When you know it can be replicated, you know the strategy works. You know you didn't get lucky, right? Anyways, okay. Okay, do you think approaching brands yourself to sponsor you is a good move or waiting for brands to reach out to you? How do you approach a brand yourself and how did it turn out? It's a great question. Let me just pop in here in space to make sure no one oh shit, Zodicus. Yo, thank you for sending me that article. That's a great article to talk about. And we'll talk about that after this. Thank you for that. Guys, if you're in spaces, hit that retweet button. I appreciate y'all. All shares. If you're in video stream, hit that retweet button. Y'all fucking rock. Also, if you guys are following me on other platforms, I'm on TikTok, I'm on Instagram, I'm on YouTube, I'm on every platform if you type in my name. I'm there. I promise you I'm there. I'm on Threads. Follow me there. Connect with me there. LinkedIn, everywhere. So do I think to should you be reaching out for sponsors? I'm gonna be honest, bro. I still don't know where I sit on this. I got everything I got by waiting. And not by waiting, but by actively waiting. I would do things and let them play out. But I also thought through things. I thought through why I'm making the video and what ideally should happen and what ideally would like to happen from a video. So I'd post a review and say, okay, I would love for the founder to watch this. I would love to score a podcast with the founder who watches this, and I would love to connect with their collab manager. and I'd like to get a retweet from their team, and I'd like to get 10% of their audience to follow me. That's like best case scenario. What'll probably happen is I'll get 2% of their audience to follow me. I maybe will connect with their collab manager. I'll probably get a retweet. I probably won't connect with the founder, but I might get a podcast. So that's probably what to expect. Because I thought about that, and because you can think about that, and then you start to think, okay, well, if I want to sponsor, how do I start to do that? Well, back in the bull run, I was streaming every day. You guys remember? I was posting 2 to 3 YouTube videos a day, streaming every single day. It was crazy. At that point, I was fucking with Celsius. I still fuck with all the energy drinks. Like I don't really care which one's which. They all taste the same for the most part. I love 3D. I would love to get sponsored by 3D. So one option you could do is set up a bunch of 3Ds in the background. Like if y'all go back in the bull run, it's crazy how much branding I was doing. And if the NFT market hadn't literally capitulated and everyone disappeared, I'd be at 100K. Straight up, I would be. I was doing everything right. It's just the market literally shit itself and everyone actually left. So that was the craziest part. But anyways, I had Celsius energy scattered in my apartment, scattered in the room. You would just see Celsius cans, and I would have one like here in the corner, like over here. It would just be sitting. I would have it propped up somewhere, and it would be sitting like literally right there, all stream. Because I'm waiting, and every time I have a good video, I would clip it and then tag Celsius, and I just waited. And Celsius actually followed me on I forget what platform they followed me, and Instagram or TikTok. Nothing ever came from it. I even met actually like their collab people and talked about it. I just wasn't in their audience, and like I'm not a fitness person anymore. So like they were like, look, maybe, but like you're not really in our world. It doesn't really make sense. So it didn't work. But uh, outreach, I do think it's I do think it's probably good. I just didn't want to do it, to be honest. I didn't feel like I needed to. I feel like when you put out the right type of content, the right things will happen for you, and they will. I don't think there's anything bad about doing it. I think for a while, my ego liked the fact that every opportunity came from an inbound request. Every review came from an inbound request. They asked me, I never asked them. I think I liked that. I also think I left 80% of the money on the table by doing that. I also think I left 80% of the money on the table by not teaming up with people. It led me to a different outcome. Like there was some term that people like make as a joke. You probably heard it on like TikTok. It's called Sigma. That's probably where I would classify myself as. I just operate alone. I just have always done that. I've never had a group of friends. I've never had like a squad. I've always been part of squads, but I've never actually been in there. I'm always on my own for real. Like actually, I'm on my own, and I like alone time. I'm okay with alone time. I can do my own laundry. I can do my own dishes. I can do anything I need to do. I can do on my own. I don't need a wife. I don't need a friend. I don't need a helper. I can do it all on my own. So for a while, I think I just liked that aspect of it. And the only thing that ever changed my mind about a team was when I saw Easy drop Bodogos with Nifty and watching that real team. They're a real team, guys. Like, Nifty Portal is the real deal. They're the realest of the real in NFT land. Like if any company is going to survive, it's going to probably be them or Rug Radio. But to see them all come together, Nifty Nick, Pio, um, Clemente, fucking what's her name? Who does artist spotlight? I can't remember her name, but uh, they all like made Bodogos their profile. Like they're all in a team to work together to build something because they all have complementary assets for them from each other, complementary skills. I was like, damn, like that would be cool. I just like I don't know. I'm not sure. There's some part of me that always operated alone, and I don't know if that's always going to be a thing. But for me, that's how I like to do it. And so no, I've sent a couple emails out saying, "Yo, I'm looking for sponsors." But once I did it, I didn't even follow up. I just don't like it. I just feel like there's another way to ask, and maybe I should be doing this in my streams. Be like, "Yo, by the way, if you want to sponsor, do this." Or maybe I have a pop up in the corner that says like, "If you want to sponsor the show, email me or DM me." Something like that. You can ask for it in many different ways. I think is what I'm trying to say. But you should be probably setting some outbound, or at least in my opinion, you should be building the connections to get those type of offers, basically. And like the way I got, okay, you know what? I'll give you an actual example, Krishna. I got my VCon vlog sponsored. It was about $2,500 total expenses or so, and it was chalked off because I built up a good relationship with the Bungie project team and Fastening's team. They're the same company. Became friends with them. I made a video for them even because I liked them, and I've been holding them for 2 years. It's not like some kind of paid thing. I just liked them, and kept building that relationship up. One day they were like, "Yo, we have these shoes coming up. We'd love to send you some for a video." And I was like, "Great." And I was like, "Wait, these are dropping in like a month." Like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Yo, I'm going to VCon. It's a great place to get some product placement. Have you seen these vlogs?" They're like, "Yeah, we loved your vlogs." And I was like, "Well, why don't you sponsor this one? And I'll wear the shoes, and they'll be in every shot, and everyone will see this video because everyone's gonna be in the video." And they were like, "Good point." And so that was it. That was a relationship that manifested and got a sponsorship because of it. I've always operated like that. I've always gotten girlfriends like that as well, like, not the exact same way, but, like, I get a girlfriend from, like, knowing someone who knows someone, something happens, and then you're just, like, there with this person, and it's not weird, it's not some kinda weird-ass Tinder date where you're meeting some catfish in the middle of nowhere, like, it's not like that, it's always some kind of natural next thing that happens. That's always how it happened with girls, it's always happened how it happened with, it's just relationships. Like, sponsorships is relationships. That's all you're playing here. It's the game of relationships. It's the game of doing your shit, everyone else doing their shit that you fuck with, everyone's doing their shit, and then you look to see where you might be able to help each other. Some people just have a lot of money. They got some product, they just need some advertising, and if you do good content and it's their industry and it's their audience, they're happy to give you money to get some promo. Like, that's what I'm saying is, like, you need to build yourself to have the skills that you like to do, that you also can benefit another team, and that you have a little bit of weight and a little bit of leverage. That's why I start to think about those things. I think the question of should you ask other people for sponsors versus should they come to you is less of the right question. It's more of like, what are the things I need to work on so that no matter what I do, I am a force to be reckoned with. Like, I should be someone to be taken seriously. And if you do enough good content and you keep talking about it and hyping people up and getting people excited and stuff like that, those things will naturally start to happen. But I also wanna make sure that you guys know specifically for sponsored contests, specifically for sponsored money, you do need a little bit of views. For sponsors, like, where they're literally giving you money to have ad space on your content. There is a little element of numbers. It's not as much as you think, right? And depending on the industry, it might not even affect really how much you make. So just be aware of that. If you have specific questions, you can ask them for sure. But it's a good thing to know. And I think unless you get into that world, you couldn't know it. Like, I wouldn't know these things unless I'd had that sponsorship. And honestly, bro, that's like what life's about. Like, every time you put in a higher high, you guys remember the charts, like, if you put in a higher high, if you're in an uptrend, then the next low you have will be a higher low than the last one. And you'll start to climb and build some momentum, right? And, like, the other day, I went on a 14-mile run. I've never run more than 6 miles, and now I have a minimum, like, I just can run 5 miles now. I just, like, easily can run 5 miles now. That was not possible, bro. I was barely running 2, maybe 3 for, like, hard I was struggling. For me to log a 14-mile high, bro, my brain was like, "Yo, there is not an excuse you could come up with that would eradicate that accomplishment. You literally did that." So, the fact that you're tired at 4 miles means you're literally not. It's actually just not true because you ran 14 miles. And so my baseline raised. My typical 5 out of 10 was now a 7 out of 10, which means when I did well, I was at 8 out of 10. Versus before when I was at a 5, my good stuff was a 6, right? That's how you kinda level up. You level up in stages like that. Um, Also, moving back to that story that Zodicus sent me, thank you, on Spaces. At the request of Yuga Labs, the owner of CryptoPunks, I am taking down the Ethereum Punks website, removing all Ethereum Punk images from ethscriptions.com and deleting my tweets that reference ETH Punks, including my tweet introducing their ETH Scriptures protocol. Is this a joke? Oh, wait. This has to be a joke, actually. Wait, I didn't even read it. I only read the first sentence when you first sent it to me. Uh, All right, this has to be a joke. Dude, I don't know, bro. I really don't know. Someone's got to help me out here. Someone has to help me. I don't know what's going on, bro. There's no way that's real. Also, I guess there are a couple things I can show you real quick. Also, guys, if you're in Spaces and you wanna watch the video stream, highly encourage it, man. Video stream's even more fun than I love Spaces too, but video stream's a lot of fun. I was gonna say, so Beanie came back. Never in my life did I think I would wanna be covering Beanie, but I like the style of Beanie. I like what he's doing now, which is not talking about not pumping stuff and just kind of sharing his honest opinion on shit, and this guy's been around the block. He's lost a lot of money and made a lot of money. So he does like whether or not you like him, whether or not he's a good person, he's got a lot of experience and a lot of in quotes wisdom that you could be learning from. And he also like for sure does not give a fuck. So if you're looking for a real opinion, he's got it. So let's just go through the last few of his tweets because he's definitely because of his new angle is someone to pay attention to in Web3, which I have to say, even though I unfortunately don't want to say that, it is true because you're not seeing the same side of Beanie. People know that they have to take him seriously because he's here and he doesn't care, especially he doesn't care anymore. So like, anyways, he says PFPs are getting a dead cat bounce. We're just gonna bounce up and cry back down immediately after. I happen to agree. It's pretty much exactly what happened. We're down 90% across the board on all collections. July 9th, so 2 days ago, collectors demanding to own their own IP and have driven and that drove CCO. Wait, collectors demanded to own their PFP IP, and that drove CCO Meta. But nobody did anything with that IP. And now you have projects trying to sell themselves based on their IP that they already gave away. Most code is open source. Innovation is long ended. So what value is left? Okay, if one tweet could have actually explained why I'm tired of NFTs, this is it. Let me read this one more time. This is exactly where I'm at with NFTs. This is why it sucks because I love PFPs. I love holding and knowing that I'm a holder in Bougie. I love knowing that I hold a Subduck. I don't need anything else from it. I don't need anything from it. If I was a mutant ape holder, I wouldn't need anything other than the fact that I just am a mutant ape. That's always how I've seen it. But we added in all this other stuff on top of it. So I'm gonna read it one more time. Collectors demanded to own their own PFP IP, right? Their intellectual property. They wanted to own it. And that drove the CCO meta. No one did anything with that IP though, right? And the CCO they're talking about is when Moonbirds basically went CCO and said, "Okay, you actually don't have ownership of this IP. We do. You just own this asset." And everyone freaked out, like, "Bro, like this and the other." But then no one did anything with it. No one even built a business off the Moonbird. Why? Because who the fuck wants to build a fucking company out of a Moonbird, bro? To be honest. But anyways, now you have projects trying to sell themselves based on their IP. Pretty funny. Most code is open source. Innovation is long ended. This is the one sentence that we need to hit. Innovation is long ended, right? This is half true, half not true. It's not true in the sense that, like, that's absolutely not true. Like, innovation is not long ended. There are things being built. Two things. Nobody cares, and it's not being solved today. The problems that they're trying to solve aren't needed to be solved today, right? It doesn't mean they don't need to be solved. It just means right now there's not a whole lot to talk about. Because there's not a whole lot to talk about, there's not a lot of people left. And of the people that are left, they don't know what to talk about. So therefore, we get Twitter drama. So what do we do with that information? Like, where does that leave us, right? I don't fucking know. What do you think I'm talking about it? I'm hoping one of y'all have the answer, bro. Jeez. Oh, ask me all these questions. Shit. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so he's bullish on 2017 one of one crypto art and super rare. Early AI, particularly lost Robbie's iconic generative art blocks, CryptoPunks as a collectible, not as a bearish on gaming. Low probability of value accrual to the collector. Virtually all PFP clubs, meme coins, and open editions. Very interesting. I I think he's talking more macro here, but on a micro level, all these are coming back. Meme coins and open editions for sure are going to stick around. In a bull run, these are popping up like nobody's business. bro. These things spread like wildfire. One of them pumps and the rest start to pump. Like, bro, they move together. That's why crypto is so funny because like it's just so weird. Like Cardano pumps, everything under Cardano pumps. So shit, if you were bullish on Cardano, you might as well have bought 6 assets under Cardano, and you would have done well, right? PFP clubs, gaming, these pump with metas. These are meta-based pumps and meta-based dumps. You're gonna get fucked for trading just these things, right? But they also have the biggest opportunity. Now, these kind of things are more of like a gamble on like a far long-term play. Like what is gonna be worth holding versus getting in and out, in and out, in and out. I'm not gonna hold gaming projects. I'm not gonna hold PFPs, and I'm definitely not gonna hold meme coins open editions. I'm getting in and out of these though, right? And that's my point. So I sort of agree with this. I don't know about one of one crypto art. Like I'm not sure about that, and I'm not really sure about early AI. And I honestly, I don't know about CryptoPunks, bro. I'm gonna be totally honest. I do not know about CryptoPunks. I'm not sure about that one. He's get I'll get more bullish on art NFTs when artists start to pair them with physicals. Online galleries are a flop. So are digital wall displays. Signed original with the NFT as an authenticator token is the way. We're way too early for digital only as the medium. I agree. I agree. And at some point, when I have more time, I will be able to do something really, really cool. It will be at some point this year, but I want to do something cool for the access key holders and some real life art. It's not gonna be like at some point, obviously, I'd love to send off like a huge canvas. Not possible right now. I do want to do something small as in real life piece for the photography. Because if you guys don't know, I have some NFTs. Uh, I'm a self portrait photographer. Couple years ago, I was living in a car traveling, and I took a bunch of self portraits. This is the prequel. This is like the 1 year leading up to this trip where I took a chance on myself. We called it the Joyage. I don't know why this is taking so long, but close a couple of steps up. So yeah, just so you guys can see this. These are from the prequel. Um, Here is Joyage. By the way, if you're trying to get into these projects, you pretty much have to throw WETH offers. Nobody ever lists them, like almost ever. Because most people bought them to hold. Like the whole idea of this is like you buy these because you think that I'm gonna have cool things going on in a few years, and if you want to be part of anything that I'm doing, that's the way in, right? The torches are the way to get into Discord. This is how to get everything else after that. It's the easiest way. It's like the most. Yeah. Anyways, so with these, obviously, they're photography. If you buy one, you hold one. If you've been holding for a while, of course, I want to reward you, and I hope to do that in a grand way one day. But for now, I think he's right. You wanna be able to get something else that's physical. That's probably why these don't have as much volume, right? Like, they're expensive too, that's the main reason, but I think he's absolutely right there. I have an NFT that is you know what, I'll get it for you. Don't leave. Give me 8 seconds. I'm gonna go pick up this statue that should be in a museum that I have because, NFTs. So if you're in Spaces, jump into a video stream really quick. The pinned tweet at the top right there on Spaces just takes you to the video stream on YouTube or Twitter. Just pop over there super quick. I wanna show you something. I'm gonna go full screen. So this belongs in a literal museum. This is a very heavy marble statue, shiny, old. It's got whatever the green stuff is, obviously marble. Come on, focus. Here we go. This is beautiful, bro. It is beautiful. Beautiful, bro. So this literally belongs to me. Like I love this because I love historical antique shit. the fact that I have this in my apartment is like one of the coolest things. Like I love this statue. I got this because I bought the NFT like a year ago. I bought the NFT, which was just a photo of this from an artist in Nigeria, and he didn't have an NFT paired. I wasn't even going to. I just thought it was cool. I've never seen anything like it. It was a sculpture, obviously. And a few months later, he's like, "Hey, bro, you were actually like my first collector, and you were really nice. You shared it. You like tweeted about it. I'm pretty sure you sold another NFT because I tweeted about it." And I always do that, by the way. Anytime I buy any kind of art, I always tweet it because honestly, like almost every time someone else buys one, like, that's cool for me because that's how I got started. By the way, when I first got into NFTs, I dropped two photography collections when you saw, and the first one sold out immediately because another photographer found it and really liked it and tweeted it, and that collection sold out because of that tweet. And that's why I've always since that day paid it forward. Every time I bought anything that's an art piece, honestly, any NFT, but like specifically for artists, 'cause I'm an artist, I always tweet it 'cause someone else might see it. So I bought this NFT and like 6 months after he like hit me up and was like, "Yo, I have that piece. It's my favorite, but like you own the NFT. Like I feel like you should have it if you want it." And I was like, "Really?" He was like, "Yeah." And he shipped that motherfucker over. And it took like 3 months, 16 different issues with the shipment, but I have it now. And this will always be my first ever, like, museum piece. Like, I genuinely believe this could be in a museum. So it's, like, so cool that I own it. Like, that's the coolest part about art paired with the blockchain because it's like, I own this thing, bro. I have it in my house for one, fine, but I can, like, prove that, A, I have the DMs with the founder or the artist, and I have the actual NFT signifying I'm the owner digitally and physically. That's cool to me. If you're a collector, that's cool. If you're not a collector, you're probably thinking, "The hell's this guy on? Stupid. Fucking stupid, this guy." But if you do care at all, if you're anything like me, you probably are. If you're watching my stream, you probably are like me in some way. You probably get what I'm trying to say. And so Beanie, bro, I agree with you there, man. Can't believe it. I can't believe we're sitting here going through Beanie's tweets, and I'm out here saying good stuff. Anyway, all right. This was a fun scene when it was Anons flipping JPEGs and artists hustling for the come up, but it wasn't good enough. He wanted to dox everybody and bring in VC funds. We're gonna sell our JPEGs to BlackRock. Turns out they don't give a fuck about good vibes community like you do. Damn, bro. Why is Beanie's quote? Why are his tweets kind of hitting me? Jeez, this is some real ass shit right here. Truth of the matter is that some artists are great marketers, but most aren't. And most confuse great marketing with great art. But only great art will stand the test of time. Imma retweet that, man. If you're an artist, there's a story. Let me share this with you. This is just philosopher Key today. It's funny because I manifested it. I remember sitting in bed thinking, "I don't have a lot to talk about for crypto. I'm gonna have to think of something else." I'm very grateful for you guys in the chat who are asking questions too. But this question of art and marketing, absolutely fucking not the same. I think I've got some of the best photography in the game. Truly, I think I have some of the best photography. I'm not the best artist. I'm not the best marketer or artist though, but I'm good at marketing and I'm a good artist. That's a decent combo. You'll probably have some success with that, which I did. But if you're a great marketer, you can sell some stupid shit, bro. Ready? Gary Vee. Of course we have to say it. You can't have that conversation without mentioning it. Gary Vee's V friends. The art is painful. For V1, right? It's painful. Obviously, it's painful. From an objective point of view, from someone who doesn't know or care about Gary, they look at that and say some 6-year-old drew that. Once you get into the brand and you start to understand what's going on, it's obviously not. It's cool as fuck, and it's actually awesome. I love it, right? I think his art is phenomenal. It's like exactly what he wanted it to be. So for me, like I see it. For the average person, they don't understand it. Anyways, the story I wanted to tell was the story of the author and the marketer. There's 2 people. One of them, the marketer, wrote a book, and it was 57 pages. It was filled a bunch of alpha for marketing, but to be honest, it wasn't really that good. 70 pages, took him 3 months to write it. He knew the right publisher, he got it out. So he's out at the bookstore, he's signing copies, right? And we got the author, an author who wrote a 700-page fictional story about fucking heroics and Egyptian gods and all these crazy things. And not like one of the best books of all time. It's gonna rival Lord of the Rings level. It's gonna rival Harry Potter. It's one of the best books ever. He's the author. He's also signing at the same bookstore. They're both 50 feet apart. One of them has a line out the door, and one of them doesn't. Which one do you think has the line outside the door? I'm gonna give you guys 5 seconds to answer. You are right. The marketer. The marketer has all the people outside of, waiting in line to get a sign because he understands how to market. He told people about the book, he gave them a reason to buy, and he gave them a little bit of urgency, and so they all showed up. He said something like this, "Yo, I'm giving away 20 books tomorrow. The first 20 people get a free book signed." Boom, instant urgency. The second, if you're in the first 100 people, you get XYZ, whatever. Essentially, like, you wanna come see me because A, there's stuff in this book, and B, if you come see me to see this book, you get extra benefits. The author released the book, put it on Facebook that he dropped it, didn't have any incentive to come, didn't tell anyone anything other than the fact that I'll be here to sign books. He didn't market it. Nobody knew that he had the best book of all time. That's the problem, is that that happens, and then the author gets mad at the marketer. Says, "Fuck you, bro. Fuck you for taking advantage of things that are fuck you for being realistic. Fuck you for living in reality." Bro, making art and selling art are 2 different things. The verb is different. Selling, making, different. Different shit. You have to learn both. You have to learn both. Do you think I wanted to learn sales? Not really. But once I figured out why I need to learn sales, then I was for sure gonna learn sales. And now I know it, right? Like, you have to be able to stack those you have to stack the skills. It's not enough for you to be good at streaming. It's for me, it's not enough to be good at streaming, not enough to be good at everything else. I have to also learn trading. I have to also learn these things. That's just what I believe to win. If you wanna get to the top, you have to conquer everything. If you don't wanna get to the top, that's fine. It really is. But if objectively you wanna get to the top of what you can do, then every time you see that challenge, you gotta fucking attack it. And if you attack it and every time you attack it, you try and you know deep down that you're proud of yourself for trying and you put that value in the trying of it, you will be able to have a good life because you will know about yourself that you will know yourself and that you know that you're brave. You know that in spite of feeling fear, you're willing to be courageous there. That's like the honorable part, is the willingness to be honorable and to try that thing and to do the thing and to stay true to yourself. If every time you break that rule with yourself, of course there's no respect. Of course there's no faith that you'll get up, right? Like an easy example to tie that with is like waking up in the morning. Like you tell yourself you will and then you don't. That's a toxic process to get yourself stuck in. I tell you from firsthand, I've been stuck in that process for months at a time. I went through like a 7-month depression this past year. Bro, I could not get up to brush my teeth. I couldn't do anything. Bro, when you don't have faith you can do it, you just won't do it. But if one day you just wake up and then you just decide every time when you wake up that you're gonna actually get up, it changes because you can have faith that you'll get up because you know you will. It's a different kind of conversation to have with yourself. Anyways, let's bring back the beginning real quick, and, if you guys have any other topics, we'll keep spitballing. Otherwise, nearly everybody overtrades. There's probably a good opportunity to get in long something over every year, every few years. If you can handle waiting and betting big with conviction at the right time, you can achieve generational wealth. But most go broke by losing little by little and chasing. That's a really, really real statement right there. Um, this is why Alex Becker says things like, "Yo, of course, metaverse tokens and all these like crypto coins and gaming, of course, they're temporary pump type of investments, but once it comes, they will pump." So if you're stacking all these random metaverse coins that are, supposed to be the ones that everyone cares about, what happens in 8 months when the meta starts to pop and they do 150x? You've been holding since the bottom. That's what he's talking about versus trying to get in and scalp in and out of these trades, catch metas halfway in. It's a risky game, and you also gotta be aware of how much money you got. This is the funniest one. This is even why I brought it up. So he says, "ApeCoin now is a circle jerk. 300 unique wallets voted on a special council. Nothing wrong with the guys they picked, but they literally are the same as the other 3 who lost. Why add a lawyer when you've got expensive lawyers already?" That's a great question. Third guy would bring a unique perspective. I agree there. Um, yeah, I would agree there. Um, I think maybe the problem with that whole fiasco was they probably never really specified what they were looking for. It was like, "We just have a special counsel for things," and I'm not saying that they didn't address specific things, but, like, the average person didn't really know. They were like, "Oh, who do we like more?" Bro, this is why we're fucked politically. This is why people vote. People vote on who they like, bro. That's the only thing people vote on. They don't like Donald Trump, so they kicked him out, right? They don't like Donnie Trump. That's why they every single media bit was negative. Even if another political person, like, did the exact same thing, they wouldn't attack him the way they did to Trump because they don't like Trump, right? It's the same thing with here with these kind of things, like, people like Thread Guy, um, but there's just people with more money who likes the other people, right? Um, but, like, people vote, like, average people vote based on who they like. Uh, wait, I'm not even sure why I said that because this is actually sort of the opposite situation. I thought Thread Guy was gonna win by a landslide, and it looks like some people maybe were like, "Yeah, but he's not exactly gonna bring anything to the table other than he's just funny." Honestly, let's just go through the comments. I wouldn't even make anything out. We'll just go through and see what people are saying. To be honest, you guys should hire him directly for vibes and marketing. He'd be a great marketer. Um, let's see. Seems like a lot of people are kind of agreeing. I was kinda hoping for, like, a specific argument against dude, I don't even did that guy even actually make a response? He was going to the other day, I saw. Wait, let me look through this really quick. Also, would love to ask you guys in the chat, especially on YouTube, what do you prefer for, like, length of stream? I can stream for a long time. I really can just keep going. Uh, I didn't know if people are like, "Oh, 2-hour stream, not gonna watch it," like, especially if you're not live. But it's specific alright, I'm asking this question for live stream. If you're in the live stream, how long like, do you prefer a Twitch style where they just go for indefinite periods of time? Or do you like, "No, I like that the show cuts off right at an hour and a half, right, 2 hours," whatever it is, like, would love to know your thoughts on that. Because like, I can go either way. I can chop it, but, you know, just wondering what your thoughts are. I don't really see anything about like, maybe he didn't drop a thread. I thought he was going to. I'm like, "What happened with the whole thing?" You know what? I actually don't care that much about figuring that out for the right guy. Uh, honestly, bro, let's just quickly run the CoinDesk real quick and see if there's anything we missed on crypto news. Not so much. Okay. Last thing I'm gonna check before we close this out. I'm gonna just check to see if there's any videos I saved that had some interesting topics that I wanted to talk about real quick. Hmm. Zodicus says, keep the show going as long as you can. With time link doesn't really matter so much. I can watch it for 1 hour to 5 hours. Fuck yeah, bro. That's the answer I'm hoping for, dude. I love streaming. Sometimes I just be like, what do I stream about though? Like I feel like I got the stories, I got all the things, but I gotta have like a North Star that keeps me engaged throughout the stream to like always know. Connor, I like the long ones, so I'm more likely to catch you live. Oh shit, that's a great point right there. Like the actual ability to find you when you're still live versus like, oh, I missed it. That's interesting. Good point. Good point. Good point. I guess I don't really watch too many people live. Um, that's honestly probably my Achilles heel is I always have like I'm always looking for something or to get something from like I how do I say this? Like, I've struggled with viral content for a while because I don't know what the average person is looking for in content, if that makes sense. Like, I always looked at content through the lens of the creator. Like, I always would like, I would watch a photographer. Like, I watched Peter McKinnon, who's a photographer and videographer, and he talks a lot about film and vlogging and all these things. Like, I watched a lot of him because mainly because I wanted to be doing what he was doing. So everyone I always watched was like with some hint of like, I'm trying to do what he's doing though, or she. And so it was always in that. So I don't know what it's like to be from the perspective of someone who doesn't want to stream. If you don't want to stream and you don't want to become someone that streams, sometimes I struggle with like that person's mindset because I've always wanted to do that. Like that's since I was a kid, I've always wanted to do video. So I can't put myself in the shoes of someone who doesn't want to do video. So I don't know what the person who's watching video who doesn't want to do video actually is looking for in content, if that makes sense. And that's why I feel like motivational stuff and like sharing experiences and stories always hit for so many people is because that can hit everybody. It's like regardless of what they're looking for. And so yeah, sometimes I struggle with that because like sometimes I want to make very niche specific content because I really hate it when people waste my time. Like, it pisses me off so much when I go out of my way to watch somebody live, for example, or go to a in real life thing just for them to say a bunch of stupid shit like, "Bro, you gotta get over your fears." I'm like, "No shit, dude. Of course you do. I've heard that 150,000 times on YouTube videos. I don't need to, like, have you tell me that." Like, that makes me so angry because 'cause I'm like, "Dude, you just said the most mid fucking advice I've ever heard in my fucking life, and you really think that you said something like that?" Oh my god, dude, that if there's anything in this world that pisses me off, it is that. When people give mid advice and they really think they fucking said something, and I'm like, because I know that they're giving that advice and they like I don't like that they're getting away with giving mid advice and being rewarded for it. I think that's why I get frustrated. I don't like when people fake things and don't actually give value, and then people are sucking their dick so much that they just, like, praise them. And I'm sitting here going like, bro, think for yourself, quit being a sheep, and notice that this influencer you're watching is making money off of your views, and they're not giving you anything in return. Anything. That's why I hate most streamers because they don't give you anything back. And, like, every time I stream, I try and, like, give as much as I can, and, like, that's why I'm trying to learn trading and trying to get more involved in trading so that, like, people who are trading can actually get something from the streams. People who wanna be aware of current events can actually get something there. I just and, like, I feel like I have so much to offer in that realm. So when I watch someone stream or do content, and I know for a fact, because 'cause I've been there, and I'm a content creator, so I get it, of of getting so much more than you're giving. It makes me so angry because I'm like, A, I know it's gonna end. I know they're gonna get shit on one day, and it's gonna be because of that. But B, it's because it's like you have an opportunity, and like I hold content creator in such high regard, and I've wanted it for so long that when people are content creators and they haven't worked as hard as me, or as long as me, or they're not as like in love with the craft as much as I am, but they're like squeezing liquidity out of like their followers, it makes me so annoyed because I'm like, bro, this is how people on the Doodles team must feel for NFT people and, like, people in Crypto Kitties. Like, they must just be like, "Yo, fuck all these people. We were here for the art and for the tech, and they fucked it all up." Like, I feel like that's how they think about it, and that's how I think about streams too and content. Like, I'll just watch a video and I'm like, 700 comments about like, "Oh my god, you're so right." And you're going like, "This is a circle jerk." And you are only benefiting the guy making the video, and, like, that hurts me so much because I see people watching it, they're not getting anything from it. They're just they're just reinforcing what they already know. You don't need someone to tell you the same thing again. Well, you need to hear the same message again, but you don't need to hear it like that. You don't need to hear someone say, "Bro, Like, on the other side of freedom is or the other side of fear is success. It's like, fucking duh. Like, bro, we already know that. Will Smith already said it. You don't need to quote him again. Like, share a story where it exemplifies that to be a truth that actually will inspire someone. A real story, not something you made up, not some fake shit. Like, that's where I see so much of that where I'm like, "Oh, god damn it, dude." There's too many of those. Okay. Sorry. Krishna, what do you think of Crypto Gorilla's $260 a month alpha group? Does it provide that amount of value per month? And is this a good model? So 2 questions. Is that a good model? Yes. Very much so. Yeah. If I'm a great trader, I'm for sure opening up an alpha group. You know what that'll look like? The torches. So if you have a torch, you can get in. And once those are all sort of like there, if there's even more demand to the point where they're like, yo, 36 torches just is not enough, we need more, then I'll open up the paid monthly subscription. But for a while, I want to roll with the torches because I think it's cool and 'cause I can. But at some point, I for sure will move into a monthly model like this. It's a great move. Um, Here's what I'll say. I don't think people would be in the group anymore and paying 260 if they weren't at least making 260 back. So I think if you're paying $260 a month and you're making at least 260 back, I think it's a great model. I think if you're paying 260 a month and nothing's coming from it, then yeah, you should get the fuck out of there. I think it's a great model. And if you're genuinely bringing them money and you are like, yo, say all the shit you want, but every member in there made this much money this month. There's nothing you can say. Even if you fucking hate the guy or the girl, nothing you can say. If they're making the money and the only exchange is like, yo, you give me 260, I bring you this. If that's the exchange, it's really happening. It's for real. I'm down. 100% down. Yeah. And that's probably why I wanna start with torches, by the way. I need to make sure that, like, it's worth it before I say, "Yo, 50 bucks a month, 100 bucks a month, 200 bucks a month," whatever it is. I need to make sure that, like, I've got proof that you should be in here because I don't feel right about doing that unless I was like, "Yeah, I can bring you some value. It's worth it to join my Discord." Right? Like, I tell y'all every time about the torches, like, it's not worth it to get in now because there's not a whole lot you're gonna get out of it yet. It's worth it once it's worth it. That's why I'm telling you to get it now, because one day it will be worth it. It's just not currently in this market, it's not like this court's popping. It's not like I'm putting in 17 trades a day. Like, that's just not the reality of it. At some point, I will be, and the way to get in will be the torches. And by the time everyone realizes that, that's when the torches will be more expensive. There will be less available. That's the only reason I say that. And if I have a few months of like, people are buying the torches, there's good liquidity, people are getting in and out, people are getting value, some people are not, whatever. If I have that to look back, I can say, okay, now I can confidently say $100 a month is okay for me to charge, and people will be willing to pay for it. And if they say I'm full of shit, I'll be like, "Oh, look at all this stuff, like, I can prove it." Connor, education plus personality is ideal. I like putting on live streams while I design or trade crypto and NFTs. Yo, that's fucking fire right there. That's honestly the part that I'm missing is that perspective of, like, I don't do that very often anymore. Like, I'm not like I only watch videos that can teach me something or help me with something, or it's a certain topic I need to know about. I don't really watch streamers just to watch the stream. I haven't found that streamer for me yet. I haven't found that streamer that I enjoy just vibing with. You know what I'm saying? I would love to at some point, but hold on, I'm gonna run through my notifications here on Twitter super quick. Also, would love to know if you're in YouTube. Like, where do you find me? Like, did you find this live stream through the homepage? Like, did the title intrigue you? Was it like, do you recognize the glasses? Have you known me for 8 months? Did you just It's the first time you're watching me? Like, if you're in the stream right now, just please tell me, where you're at with me. What's your relationship with me? Like, you've been watching me for a long time? Oh, shit. Alright, you know what? That's actually not true. Okay, Patrick, I was mainly talking about YouTube and Twitch. I'm talking about, like, long streams, streams. TikTok lives are different, bro. I love popping in people's TikTok streams. Honestly, bro, we need to be doing this shit more. And, Patrick, homepage, fuck yeah. Uh, TikTok streams are underrated, bro. They really are. Uh, I just gotta find I gotta find a way where I can I don't know, I think I just gotta identify where I'm at. Like, like, how do you create a brand that is so broad because, like, it's so hard for me to stick to one thing. After a while, I win. Like, it sounds so weird to say that, but I always win at around the 2-year mark. No matter what, like, it does not matter what it is, dude. At the 2-year mark, I usually win. Because 2 years of going hard as fuck on something is typically enough, right? Like, I took over the podcasting room. It took me 2 years. I interviewed basically everybody. 150 episodes later, interviewed almost all the NFT market founders, a lot of crypto people. Anyone worth a damn has probably been interviewed, right? Took about 2 years. I interviewed just about or I reviewed just about every project. I got a commission review by probably any project I would have. I squeezed everything out. So it's like, all right, I conquered the NFT world, so I have that part of it, but like I already conquered it. So there's nothing left to do. You know what I'm saying? So like with my brand, if that's how it is, I'm not sure what to make the brand. Like, is the brand go in, figure out how to make money and stuff, and figure out a bunch of other things on the way? Like, how do I niche myself like that? How do I put a proper title on the stream that makes sense? Like, bro, the title you see right here, that's probably like as close to a real title as possible. We broke down Sound of Freedom and why you should watch at the beginning, and we said I'm done with crypto and NFTs as a main topic of like frustration and the things we want to center the stream about. That's about as close as we get. But when I do a stream that's like, Bitcoin's pumping, bro, I don't want to talk about Bitcoin pumping for the whole stream. I want that to be 5 minutes or 30 minutes or an hour. But I also want to talk about other things. So, like, how do I make it that, like, when people find me, they know that when they get into the stream, it's gonna be about a whole lot of shit? I feel like I just answered my own question. The answer in my head, I would love to know your answer. The answer that comes up in my head as soon as I asked that question was like, well, you find a day and time that work, and you stream every single time that day and time happens. Once, I mean, I'm pretty sure that we're gonna stick with this time and day, but like, who knows exactly? But like, if I can find one that sticks, I think the answer is every single Tuesday at 10 a.m. Kate comes on for a couple hours and fucking says a bunch of things, and I liked what he said last week, and I like his style. I'll tune in next week. I think that's the only way to build it. I think I just got a skewed version of what it looks like because I got in when we were in a bull run. I got in when interest and demand were at a high. So I saw how easy it was to grow like that and to pick up and grow in a different momentum, different industry, in a different everything. I think I'm just growing differently now. So I'm like, where do I grab a foothold? And I think the answer is just consistency and showing up on the stream. I just sometimes I want to stream like I want to stream more often, but I feel like anything more than once a week takes away from the quality of the stream. I feel like not enough life has happened for me to like truly hit y'all with some value. But then I'm sitting here going like, yeah, but like once a week isn't enough. Like, I need to be there in front of their faces more often. I gotta be there twice to 3 times a week, right? Um, and I already stream on the Web3 show on Saturdays, so it's like I'm on streaming for sure twice a week, no matter what. And I always share serious shit. Like, I'm always like, "There's good stuff." To be honest, my streams are high quality, so it's like the good things. I wanna be more available. It's just like, I don't know how to build that sometimes. Like, I just feel like you have to be on every single day to build that. In our world, it feels like the only people I know that are streaming, like, every day, and I see them live every day. That's why I know that there's someone I could tune into sometimes. I don't wanna stream every day, so I'm not sure what the answer is other than the answer that I know to be true, which is just show up as often as you can for a long period of time. I know that's the answer. I just maybe am looking for a different one. Alright, David, I've known you for too long, bro. Love you, man. I appreciate you being here for real. Um, Krishna says, "No, I found you by searching NFT, crypto, and explore creators like that." Fuck yeah, let's go. Um, Here are my thoughts on what's happening with crypto and other things, something like that. Yeah, your thoughts. It's just like, how do I get a huge audience to like find that message and care about my perspective? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do I do that again? Uh, in this kind of market, like, how do you go from someone who's unknown to someone who is worthy of people watching to get their perspective? Like, how do you earn that again? And that's the question I've been asking myself. How do I offer so much value again in this world that people must tune into my streams now? What is that? What is that opportunity that I can capitalize on that people need to know about? You know? And that's where I'm stuck on. So, anyways, Connor, I found you in the crazy ballroom last year when every project was minting and selling for 10x. I saw you mainly on Instagram. Whoa, you saw me mainly on Instagram. Crazy. This morning, I saw the thumbnail of the live stream on YouTube and set a reminder using the YouTube feature. Fuck yes, Connor. Fuck yes. Your mic is cutting in and out. Ugh, really? Damn. That happens sometimes, dude. I don't always know why. Some streams is totally good, and then sometimes it's cutting in and out. I don't know what to say about that, David, to be honest. But to be completely honest, bro, it's pretty much the end of the stream. So I think we're gonna cut it there, guys. I pretty much hit everything on crypto land. We didn't do too much of the trading and didn't do too much on crypto and stuff like that. But I feel like we covered a lot of shit, dude. I think we covered a lot of good things. We talked about all the things I wanted to talk about. A good bunch of y'all stayed in for the entire 2-hour stream. So seriously, I want to say thank you to you guys. You guys made this possible. You made it way more fun. There's a huge difference when there's people inside the stream live and when I'm doing this, like when there's not as many people in here. I always know that I have to show up as if there's 100 people on the stream, but it's a lot easier when there are a good amount of people on the stream. Connor, you found me mostly on YouTube, but you saw me on Instagram a lot more. Okay. That's honestly why I tell people to be on all platforms, even if they don't want to be. 'Cause it is a lot of work to repost all your shit. You just don't know where people are going to be looking to find you. Like, you don't know when your future employer might fuck with you and just happen to be on LinkedIn that day and see your video. And if you hadn't decided to repost onto LinkedIn, they never would have found it. That's like the opportunity you miss by not posting on all platforms. And like certain people will not find me on Twitter. They will literally not see my stuff on Twitter. But they will always see my Instagram because there's not many people there. Like Pio, for example, sees all my shit on Instagram. Doesn't really see that much on Twitter because he's got so many people on Twitter. And there are people that are like pretty big on Twitter that I don't ever interact with on Twitter, but they always see my shit on Instagram. That's the benefit you get of different platforms. So, um, what apps do I use for creating content and repurposing? Oh, great question. So now I'm very blessed to have an editor. So they do a lot of my shorts and stuff. So once they create the short for me, they do all the captions and stuff. And then when I go to post it, bro, the only apps that really matter, actually, this is a great app. It's called Captions, spelled just like captions, and it's sort of like a CapCut competitor, I guess you could say. And I'll show you. Oh, looks like this. It's this one right here. It's called Captions. I think CapCut's also good to have, and Crop Mauve. So Crop Mauve, if you have a horizontal video, this can crop it so that it's full screen the way you want, and you can have like specific dimensions. But yeah, it's called Crop Mauve. It's called Crop Mauve, CapCut, and Captions. And then maybe if you want to get Canva, you can too. But for reposting and repurposing, the game is mainly just posting onto TikTok, downloading it on some website that gets you to download it without the watermark, and then you just fucking manually repost it. That's the only way I've effectively been able to do it because the thing is, you have to come up with a caption and a title and thumbnail type of thing on every single one. And if you just repost it and you get like some random person in like some other country with English isn't even their first language to post it for you, you leave attention on the table because you're not going to be tailoring it for that platform unless you find someone who's good at it. For me, I'm pretty good at it. Like on YouTube Shorts, I have like a 60% kill rate. Like literally 6 out of 10 of my shorts will do really well. 4 out of them will get like 200 views. The rest of them get a few thousand. Like I'm good at YouTube Short clickbait. I'm not as good on Instagram, not as good on TikTok. I'm better on YouTube Shorts. I get that game more. I've been on YouTube for a lot longer. It makes sense. So I would say for what you need to know about content creation and repurposing, you gotta watch a lot of content. You gotta watch a lot of content creators and study why you like them and what you can learn from them and why you are watching them every day. What is it about their streams that you love so much? There's a streamer, this Asian guy I love. He's a great trading streamer. I watch all his videos because he just gets it. He knows how to talk to the camera the right way, and I take a lot of lessons. I'm like, I want to incorporate some of this stuff in my stuff. That's how I think about it. Like, oh, I like how he hooks that person in. I like how he sold that product. I liked how he mentioned this thing. I like that. And so always studying the craft, right? Like I told you, I'm a fucking streamer. I like streaming. I like content. I study streamers and I study content. I'm not sitting there taking notes like a nerd. I'm not like that, but I'm just absorbing it. I'm absorbing it and I'm manifesting, keeping it top of mind, top of funnel, and then repurposing. Like I said, go on, fucking watch a bunch of Gary Vee keynotes. To be honest, watch a bunch of Gary Vee keynotes from like 2016. A, he's right like about everything, but B, the core message of what you need to know was there 10 years ago. It's why people say read books. The answer is already there. The answer's been there. We just don't want to accept it. That's why we made extra stuff, right? The answer to lose weight is be fucking more active and stop eating shit. That's the answer. But we don't want to know that answer. So we say, yo, get some of this creatine, bro. Protein powder. Fasted cardio. Dog. No. The answer is be more active and eat less shitty food. That is the answer. It's the only answer, right? And with content marketing, the answers are already there for us. All the questions I've been asking all stream, I already know all the answers. I know the real answer, right? But sometimes we can't handle it yet, so we come up with other things. And with content here, bro, you can watch a bunch of Gary Vee keynotes and watch a bunch of people that you really fuck with and take notes on how they repurpose content. Find your favorite crypto YouTuber. Look at their long form and then look at their short form and see what you make of it. That's a great way to learn. I look at Pio. I look at the Nifty Show. I look at Patrick. I look at all these content creators that I watch and say, why? What is it about them that I watch? What is it about that they do on on the videos that hit really well that I can also replicate my own content that makes sense? What is it about their storytelling that I think is really effective? Can I take anything from that? Did they share a story that I also want to share? The only reason I went to go watch Sound of Freedom was because I kept saying people that I respect talk about it and say, yo, this is something you need to watch. And so I did. Yeah, listen, that's a great question, Christian. I appreciate you being here. Connor, appreciate you, David. Who else? Patrick's in here. RodeCaster in here earlier. Crypto Dave's in here earlier. Sam, a bunch of y'all were in here for the whole stream. Thank you so much for being in here. Listen, go watch Sound of Freedom. It'll be the most uncomfortable movie you watch likely all year, and it's a very real movie, and it's pretty fucking scary. And if you have a daughter, it's gonna be weird, but it's something you should watch. And if you're a man, especially, and you're gonna be the protector of your fucking family, you gotta be the rock that holds you guys together. You got a girlfriend, whatever it is, you need to be able to handle the reality of the world. And the realities of the world are intense. The extremes on both sides are real, and we need to know about them. Don't be a pussy. Watch the movie, take it in, learn from it, be aware, help people. The reason I say that is because the worst thing that happened in that movie is happening to a kid down the street, on your street. Some kid is having things like that happen. Their parent is abusive, their stepdad is abusive, their stepmom is abusive, their uncle. That is happening to children on your block. There are kids that your friends' your kids' friends, some of them are being abused, right? This is a topic you need to know about. I don't care if it makes you comfortable. This is happening here. It's not some Colombian drug trafficking ring that you can forget about. These are happening at the local level, at your local airport, at your local schools. These are things you need to be aware of because they're real. So if you haven't seen Sound of Freedom, go watch it. I don't care if it's $20 you want to pay for it. Pay for it. It's worth it. It's an experience you need to have. You need to know these things. Other than that, guys, if you like my stuff, follow me on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. I post a lot of stuff. Again, like I said earlier, we had one of the best YouTube videos I've made in a long time. Honestly, the last 8 videos, all these videos, first off, the fucking thumbnails are off the charts, right? So first off, shout out Legionnaire for the thumbnails. But bro, these last 8 videos were all so fire, so fire. Go check these out. If you have nothing else to do, check out those videos. The live streams were here every Tuesday, 10 a.m. PST. Every Saturday at 12:30 p.m. PST, we stream the Web3 show with Philip, our good friends. On Thursdays, we do the podcast. I'll figure out who I'm going to do there. If you guys want to know who I'm going to be interviewing on Thursday, which is in 2 days, make sure you follow me on Twitter because I'll be announcing it there. Again, hit me on Instagram, TikTok. If you want to join the Discord, hit up those torches, NFTs. I appreciate y'all, for real. Right, guys, until next time, continue on your joys, continue to learn, and prepare for your life. Watch this video. Bye. If you enjoy the stream, hit that like button, hit the subscribe. I'll see you on Thursday.